Geronimo by Shepherd. You are listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow, and it is 12 o'clock on a Sunday, just in case those of you who have not turned your clocks back already. It is not 1 o'clock. We got an extra hour's sleep last night, which is awesome. And I am joined in a studio once again by the singer, songwriter, and general creative all-round genius, Jade Thornton.
Hello.
And something even more amazing is happening today, because I'm joined in the studio by another guest who hasn't been here since the 29th of April.
No one's counting, no.
So, Izzy Sheeran.
Hi.
Is back in the studio.
Hello. Don't know what to say to that.
I know, the last time you was on my show, I'm pretty sure it's the 29th of April this year, when I was celebrating being on Insanity Radio as a presenter for exactly 365 days.
Yes.
And tomorrow, that would be exactly 18 months ago when I started.
What?
And it's like exactly 18 months tomorrow, and I'm still here, and I still haven't run out of things to talk about. I'm still rambling. I'm still chatting on. I was like, what? And yes, and just in case you don't know who Izzy Bell is, Izzy Bell Sheeran. Izzy Bell Sheeran was a presenter here at Insanity. She is now an Insanity alumni. You was on the head of you was the head of publicity last year.
Yeah.
And you was responsible for a lot of publicity stuff.
Classic, yeah.
But also, you did the 24-hour radio marathon back in 2017 on the 6th of April with the Three Musketeers, and you raised £210 for the Pink Ribbon Foundation.
So you literally know more than I do.
I does my research.
You're on it. Impressive.
Oh, wow. But Jade Thornton.
Hi.
What's happening with you? What's happening?
Loads of stuff.
What's been going on? What will be going on? Because you've got lots of adventures going on.
I do.
You do.
I have a regular busking gig now, so I won't be doing the radio anymore. Sorry. Next week will be my last show until after Christmas.
Dun, dun,
But
dun.
yeah, sounds.
But it's awesome because
Yeah, Winter Wonderland. Not the
Wonderland.
Winter Wonderland.
What's it called? It's a Wolverine Handsome, isn't it?
Walthamstow.
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 Yes.
Is that with the
Yeah, you got to do Walthamstow at the beginning. Yeah.
Walthamstow?
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing that every week.
Awesome.
So that should be fun.
So if you want to see Jade Thornton performing live, you know where to go. Winter Wonderland in Hocus.
Walthamstow. I've only been there once, but I remember it's right at the end of one of the train lines, so I'm not looking forward to the commute. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Maybe we could perform. You could just edge a bit to the left and like let all the trains pass, get a performance as well.
Yeah, that's slightly illegal.
Oh. Never mind.
Problem. Yeah.
Oh, so we've got some interesting mix of songs coming up on the playlist. This because I let Izzy take the controls, but the first one is definitely one of my personal favourites. It's one of the ones I played on my very first ever show here on Insanity Radio, and I've played it quite a few times since, and it's still awesome. And if you haven't seen the video to this song, check out the video to this song because it's awesome. Dogs.
Okay, I'm definitely watching it. I've never seen it. Oh my god. Okay, that's what I'm doing in the break.
So it's Super Dogs. It is like Super Dogs. So yeah, I mean, just stick around to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM because we are going to have some awesome conversations with some awesome people, and me.
Savage.
Into the streets, we're coming out.
The Scientist by Coldplay. That's the song I've heard before. Now, I still don't know if I like it or not. I still don't know.
I don't understand why people don't like Coldplay.
Oh,
It's something.
yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I love this. It's something I will never, ever, ever understand.
I mean, it's got The Scientist. It has a nice chilling tempo to it. You could definitely.
Yeah, it's a great
His
song.
voice. Velvet's.
Velvet
He's
voice.
an amazing songwriter. Like, amazing. And people are like, don't like him.
Just jealousy.
I didn't say I don't
Exactly.
like him. I said I don't know if I like it or not. I still don't know. Don't know. It's strange because I when a song's on, I enjoy listening to it, but
Yeah.
it's never the one I choose.
I mean, it's
to-
not a song you want to be like having like a birthday party and that comes on. You know? I'll get that, but like, it's a Sunday afternoon, you know.
yeah,
It's perfect.
yeah.
exactly.
A lot of my song choices are always sort of extreme in some way. They stand out. They're either extremely bad or they're some of the best for some. I never go for this sort of. I don't know what to describe it as. That sort of middle.
Yeah, I get you.
Steady, the just normal, the average stuff.
I've been listening to 21 Pilots' new album.
I never
on
do
repeat
anything
for
normal.
the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's just like rap, and I'm like, because it was on sale on iTunes, so I was like, I'm going to see them next year, so mad as well. So it's literally the only album I have on my phone, so I'm like, repeat raving to it. Love it.
Oh wow! So we we are very, very close to Halloween. It's coming
Yes.
up on Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday, so
so
close
excited.
yet so far. and what is? I mean, do you do movies at Halloween? Do you do Halloween movies at Halloween?
No.
No.
No, do Christmas.
Do you?
Yeah, Christmas movies come out in full force.
The day after.
So, see, every Halloween I end up watching. I just have to watch Hocus Pocus at some point or another.
Really?
Yeah, I just love
I've got
it.
it on video, but I've never seen it since like I was like 6 or 7.
Oh, it's just Thackeray Binks is just adorable, and Billy. I like Billy so much. Billy's
No, don't remember it. To be honest.
Billy was a zombie. He was a nicer zombie though.
No.
Is it? What is it? You're just really hyping this up for my segment on the fascinating facts about Hocus Pocus, aren't you?
Oh,
You're
sorry.
really
No, I
making-
mean, come on, revive my memory. Revive my memory. Do it. Go on. I'm interested.
Okay, originally Leonardo DiCaprio
Okay, I'm interested now.
auditioned for the film.
Oh.
And he ended up getting an offer and he ended up holding it off because he wanted to hold out for a part for another film he'd auditioned for, which what's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a corker.
He ended up sort of. He ended up picking up
Good choice. It had Johnny Depp in it, so.
it had Johnny Depp in it.
I've heard of it.
Oh wow! Can you believe Johnny Depp has been just
See, I was gonna
cast
say
out
this.
of this Pirates
I
of
was
the
going to say
Caribbean?
this, but I was scared you'd have a go at me for going off on a tangent.
Oh my! I want to rage quit the world. It's
I'm so annoyed.
Captain
What's
Jack
the
Sparrow
point?
will not be in Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's like cutting Homer out of The Simpsons. Like, what's the point?
I know.
You can't remove the main character and still expect to have a franchise. It's like getting rid of Darth Vader from Star Wars.
I know,
Like,
Captain Jack Sparrow was Pirates of the Caribbean.
exactly. What is the? I'm not going to watch any of the new ones. Sorry, I'm taking a stand.
I know. I kind of want to watch them just to
Nope.
see what happens, but Johnny Depp's not
Don't
doing
need the ticket sales.
You're right. I want to boycott it. I want
Yeah,
to boycott
do
it.
it.
I do. And there are two actors that helped bring Thackeray Binks' character to life in the film. There was NCIS star Sean Murray, who
Heard of the name.
you heard of the name, who played the human version of Binks, and Jason Marsden provided the voice of Binks when he was
Sorry,
a
I'm
cat.
just providing myself with some visual aid. To,
Visual aid.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I'm in the mood now.
There we go. Oh, and multiple cats were used on. Oh.
I'm there. See, look, all right, I'm with you now.
And multiple cats, or at least 3 different black cats, were used for the character of Thackeray Binks in cat form.
Black cats freak me out.
Black cats, very Halloweeny. Are
It
they
doesn't
not?
have to be Halloween for me to be scared of black cats. I do not like them.
There was a scene when Billy first came out from the ground, and he was in zombie form. The zombie, Billy the zombie raised.
Well, I hope he came out of the ground in zombie
it's-
form. Otherwise, that would be terrifying.
And his mouth was sewn shut, and he got a blade and cut the threads to open his mouth. And when he opened his mouth, he coughed, and moths and dust came out and all that. And they were real moths. Somebody on the effects team created a sort of a latex purse to sit inside his mouth.
Wow.
That is so disgusting.
And it was sealed up around some dentures that he was wearing. And somebody, in the presence of a sort of animal, welfare experts,
Are moths animals?
put live moths with tweezers into the latex purse along with some Fuller's Earth.
Wow.
Fuller's Earth. That was in my soap.
Never underestimate the magic of film.
I know, right?
Gosh, yeah.
So there was a tiny, tiny hole at the back of the latex purse so that as he opened his mouth, he could cough and the Fuller's Earth and the moths would come out of his mouth. But
neat.
That's
there was
really
real
clever.
moths. And
That's vile.
the fact I can't even touch a moth
Yeah.
without
I
feeling my
was
skin
thinking
crawl.
either.
To have a mouth full of moths is just... no,
Every time you say moths, I just think of the meme with the lamp.
Oh.
Gosh, that's horrible.
That's a horrible picture.
Who knows Rosie O'Donnell?
What?
Who knows Rosie O'Donnell?
No.
Okay, this one's going to fly straight over your head. So she was almost reportedly a Sanderson sister. But she
Okay.
didn't want to play the...
Oh wait! Should I get some more visual aid?
But she...
Gillian Anderson.
I can't spell.
But she didn't want to play the part of a scary witch.
I think I know who you're on about. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, she didn't want to play her.
She didn't want to play a... It was Kathy Najimy, who ended up taking that role as that Sanderson sister.
Oh, what, the one with the brown hair?
Oh, right.
You've got Sarah Jessica. Is it Sarah Jessica Parker?
Yeah, Sarah Jessica.
And then you've got Barbara. Is that Barbara Streisand? No, it's not Barbara.
Barbara Streisand.
It's not Barbara Streisand. Bette Midler.
You heard it.
Bette Midler. It's the same person.
You heard it here first.
No.
You heard
No.
it.
Bette Midler. Shush, leave me alone.
Oh, it's Sunday. It's Sunday.
They look the same.
They
Okay, right.
as
Come on.
witches
Pretty much,
or
yeah. They got the same like cheekbones and like face shape.
This is
I
where
get
there's
that.
going to be a picture. They
this
don't
is the
look
artistic
anything.
flair of Izzy coming out.
Okay,
yeah.
come on.
The
They look very similar. They look very similar.
There are definitely similarities. It's true.
It's a simple mistake.
Did you know that Hocus Pocus was almost called Halloween House?
Oh.
Oh. When it was originally handed over to Disney, it was handed to them under the name of Halloween House, and it was almost called Disney's Halloween House.
They're getting rid of Hocus Pocus House at Chesington, aren't they?
I didn't know they had a Hocus Pocus house at Chesington.
It's not very good.
That might be why they're getting rid of it.
No, it was more of a child's attraction. It was like a little mirror maze and stuff. But yeah, they're getting rid of it. Yeah.
Who knows when Hocus Pocus was actually released?
1992.
But what time of it? Well, that was, it was released in the year 1993.
96. Oh, okay.
It's
Almost.
That's
spot on.
almost spot on. That is scary.
Damn.
It wasn't released anywhere near Halloween. It was released in July.
No.
Yeah.
July?
It was
That is
released in
preempting
July.
promotion to a whole new level. Wow.
Interesting.
Did it do well
It's
when it first opened?
It did very, very well.
July.
In July.
It's like releasing Elf in like September.
I'm down for that.
I mean, yeah, Christmas films all year round.
Oh yeah,
What's a
proper
Christmas grandma?
Christmas films though. You can't just have some sort of romantic drama, throw in a few
Elf
bits
is a
of
proper Christmas
tinsel,
film.
and yeah, Elf is a proper Christmas
do
film.
not
But there
even-
are so
I
many
thought you were
films
gonna
out
go-
there.
go
Oh
Elf
no,
then. I was like, do
Elf
not.
is good. Elf is epic. But there's so many films out
Oh
there.
no,
like
I will agree with you.
romantic
Yeah.
dramas or something. They throw in a bit of tinsel, and it's a Christmas film. It's
throw
like
in a
one
Christmas tree in the
bauble.
background.
Yeah, there's just one bauble sat in the corner of an attic or something somewhere.
My
and it's a
sister is a
Christmas film
sucker for
now.
those films. It's actually,
just-
you know, they've got a Christmas movie channel on Virgin,
Yes.
and that is full to the brim of those films. It's like boy meets
gosh.
girl, girl meets boy, and they just happen to do it all in December. Like, it's not a Christmas film.
Oh look, it's a snowflake. Let's make it a Christmas film.
It's like that's why Die Hard.
Titanic had ice in it. It must be a Christmas film.
Isn't that why Die Hard's considered a Christmas film because it's set at Christmas?
At Christmas, there was a few trees and stuff scattered about here or there. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of snow, but there was a Christmas tree in at least one corner of an office somewhere once. So it was a Christmas film. It's-
No, 100% disagree.
It's weak.
Yes.
Oh, I know. It's
Sorry, I went off track. Hocus Pocus.
Okay, one more, then we'll throw on a bit more music, shall we?
Yeah.
There are a lot of famous houses in the film. The house from the films American Beauty, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
Oh, that's a good film.
and Bewitched. All of those houses used in those films can be spotted around the town of Salem in Hocus Pocus.
Damn.
I know, right?
Have you had a gander at the new The Haunting of, is it Hill House?
The Haunted
on
no,
Netflix.
I've heard about that.
I only just heard it existed about 3 days ago.
I've heard
curious.
great things about it, but I'm a bit too scared to watch it.
Is that a Christmas movie?
No, it's a Halloween. I suppose they've released it
Horror.
of. Yeah, it's like pure horror.
They might have a...
Some people are fainting because it's that scary. Apparently, that's just.
Do you know, somebody said that to me a while ago. There was a movie on Netflix that I can't remember what it was called.
Oh, is it
now.
the one with the?
Veronica?
Oh no.
I think it might have been called Veronica. This show that most people just couldn't get to the other end of it because it was so terrifying. And I sat down to watch it, and my pet peeve arrived from the word go, because it was, I can't remember if it was Spanish or Italian or French, but with English subtitles.
Oh no.
And straight away I was like, yeah, that's why I think people are not watching it to the end, because I want to watch a film, not read a film. I just cannot do foreign. I can't sit there and read. If I wanted that, I'd read a book. I want to watch a film, not read it. I can't look at the screen and read the subtitles.
I once watched a whole episode of The Walking Dead in Spanish because I couldn't find it anywhere else. I'm not lying.
Wow.
Struggle.
And there was like maybe one scene out of all of them had English subtitles, so I kind of just had to guess what was going on.
Well, that must have been a bit of a thriller.
Ha 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 ha.
Burning Down the House by the Talking Heads. Before that, we were listening to Thriller by Michael Jackson. You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow. This is Jade Thornton. This is it.
Almost.
You're going to introduce yourself now. I'm doing so well.
Izzy Sheeran.
How many times have you got the whole second name thing?
Oh god, too much.
Too much.
The second name.
I just go with it now. I'm
name
like,
thing.
yes, I'm related. All right, calm down.
Oh my god, squeak! I know. I was the Thornton chocolate. And it's just,
I did try to go into Thornton's and ask for a job once.
Yeah.
Didn't work, so I was 15.
Oh, back in them there good old days when I was a wee whippersnapper.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Now, before the break, we was talking about Halloween-y stuff, the Hocus Pocus movies, and we had some interesting facts, and some of the facts get even more interesting. The film was originally pitched to Steven Spielberg's company. And they was like, they because they saw Disney as a competitor and didn't want to sort of work with them to produce this masterpiece. So I was like,
wait, so does it
I'm
belong
out.
to Disney?
It's a Disney. It's a
Yeah.
Disney. It does.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah,
Disney.
yeah,
Disney.
sorry.
It's a Disney.
What isn't these days?
A Disney.
And Hocus Pocus has a book
Since
sequel.
when was Star Wars Disney?
So it's one of those- Wow, that would be a mashup, wouldn't it?
No, but it is though, isn't it?
Is
Star
it?
Wars is Disney, isn't
I've
it?
paid about as much attention to Star Wars.
You go
as
to
I
they're doing
have-
a whole Star Wars thing at Disneyland right now.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said.
Uh,
I know, it's weird.
Darth Vader wearing Mickey Mouse's.
I know. It's
Cute.
really weird.
Cute.
And they've got like loads of Disney stuff in Star Wars stuff in Disneyland in like all the shops, etc.
The troopers turned into mops going dun 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 dun.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
Wow. Oh,
I don't know how extensive the franchise is, but
I can just imagine Skywalker being like, oh, gosh. Last fact here before we start moving on to a new topic. The Friends couch
I'm
set is
interested.
in the film. During the scene near the end when they're celebrating
No.
around the fountain,
No!
when they're celebrating about burning the witches around the fountain, well,
No.
that fountain is yes.
Shut the front door.
Wow.
The front door's not open.
It is now.
What it?
Is it on Netflix, Hocus Pocus? I swear somebody
I feel
said
like
that
it is.
I'm watching it when I get home.
I feel like it is. I feel like it is.
I'm watching it when I get home.
I feel like it is.
Damn.
Yes, when they're dancing together, the post Sanderson takedown, as it's technically called, that couch, that thing, that
I
fountain.
didn't know it was
that
such a
is there.
like. I didn't know Hocus Pocus was such a thing.
It's
Like, such a massive thing.
Oh, it's a thing. I mean, Disney have announced that I think it's next year they're remaking the movie. So it's going to be less of a thing. But Hocus Pocus also has a book sequel
Okay.
called Hocus Pocus and the all-new sequel.
Original. Wonder how long it took him to come up with that.
It was released for the 25th anniversary of the film.
Oh.
I could imagine a whole board of conference directors like, so what should we call it? Name, there's just like hours
Sat there
and
for
hours.
like 26 hours, 27 hours. Come on, guys, we gotta have something.
Now, something that I've noticed recently is you know the announcement that Amy Winehouse is going to be returning to the stage in hologram form.
No.
Okay, well, there is an announcement that Amy Winehouse will be returning to the stage
Brand new information.
in hologram form, and it's divided quite a few people now.
Where?
How?
UK or US?
I actually don't know. If I know that off the top of my head, I actually don't know right now. I actually don't know right now. I don't know.
Have you
so
seen
much
the Michael
pressure.
Jackson one?
I haven't seen the Michael Jackson
Michael
one.
Jackson one is
I haven't
freakishly good.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's terrifying.
It's
really good.
It's dividing a lot of people at the moment, this whole hologram thing, because a lot of people are saying when they're gone, they should
Yeah, I
stay
agree.
gone. And, I mean, especially with the Amy Winehouse situation, because she quite openly explained that she did not like the fame, she didn't like the touring, she didn't like a lot of those things.
Yeah.
And people are saying now that she's gone, you should just let her rest. Whereas other
Yeah.
people are saying
Stop
we should
making money
admire
off
her music. We should.
You don't need a hologram to admire.
Yeah, you could
There's-
admire YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You could admire her songs as songs. You don't have to.
have a live
Visualise it.
hologram
That must
of
be
her.
pretty traumatising for her family, no?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
it is. I'm sure it is.
Let her rest.
I read something about an interview that they weren't happy with the idea for a long time. A long time they weren't comfortable with the idea because they just couldn't.
Have you seen that one with the comedian? They do a hologram of him though, and it was actually pretty like cathartic for the family.
No.
I'm gonna find the name. They did it. He did a show, and the daughter was like 3 when he passed away.
Wow.
It was it Jimmy Tarbuck?
Oh yes, I do remember you. I remember either reading this or you telling me about it before. The holograms are starting to become more and more popular
Les
now.
Dawson.
Les Dawson, yes.
Jimmy Tarbuck.
That's close enough. There's one or
Yeah.
2 letters that were.
It was pretty freakish, but pretty like moving.
I can imagine.
Sorry, carry on talking.
Yeah, there's been sort of holographic reincarnations of Tupac and Maria Callas, Michael Jackson, Roy Orbison, and I don't know where I stand on it. On the one hand, I'm thinking, once an entertainer has
Always an entertainer.
Yeah, I mean, in the case of Amy Winehouse's performances, all the money from the tour would be channeled into the Amy Winehouse Foundation,
Okay.
which is a charity that was established after she passed away to aid vulnerable and disadvantaged young people, and particularly and especially those coping with substance abuse and emotional problems. So it's the kind of money is going to a good cause, but still, should there be holograms of people who have passed away to just like almost continue doing
Honestly, I don't know. Honestly,
I know.
right bang slap in the middle of the fence.
I know, me too. It's a difficult one. Yes, it's a difficult one. There are, I can see the benefits of it. I can see the bad aspects
Because they say that
of
grief never really goes away. So, I mean, you're bringing stuff up, but you're not bringing stuff that's like been boxed and put away, kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
yes, yeah, yes.
But
yeah.
I think it primarily begins with the family and how they feel about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Family estate should be first to make choices.
Yeah,
definitely.
that's crazy though.
100%. On that note, I'm going to throw on a few more tunes. Let's put on something a bit more cheerful than this show. Let's move back to Sunday Smooth, shall we?
Yeah.
Jolly good form, old bean. Tally ho. Stick around to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM.
Yes.
You're better than the best.
Tyrant by some person whose name Jade is going to pronounce.
Oh, what? Oh, no, I'll leave that to you. Go on.
Callie Ukis and Georgia Smith.
Smooth.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
A lot better than I would have done it.
And before that, we were listening to Smile by Uncle Cracker. You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. We have Jade Thornton in the studio.
Hello.
And we have Izzy Sheeran in the studio.
Good evening.
Now, good evening.
Good evening.
Now, you graduated.
Oh.
Indeed.
Yes.
I thought that was going to extend there, but no.
So did I. I just lost my words. And you graduated not long ago. And what have you been doing since then? What's been happening?
I've never asked a graduate what they've been doing. I have been tirelessly
Words.
yeah, pretty much. Looking for work. I felt the struggle of living in the countryside, and I'm ready to move back to London.
Yeah, I don't think I could survive in the countryside.
It's a struggle.
I could definitely survive in the countryside. Just give me an allotment with some pumpkins to kill and I'll be
bored
good
as
to go.
hell.
Oh no, I could never get bored in the
I'm a
countryside.
shitty girl.
I'm a shitty girl.
A city girl.
With an accent.
That just sounded like something else when you said it with that accent.
Hello. Something's wrong. Apologies if that offended anyone. I was definitely saying city with a sort of a lisp. And moving on very promptly. So yeah, I mean, you went on a bit of a wild adventure a little while
Yeah,
back,
I
didn't
tried
you?
to escape all responsibilities, yeah. Wasn't quite Australia. I wasn't the casual, gap year, but
Where?
I went to Canada and then America for a month.
Oh, I love Canada.
It is amazing.
Whereabouts?
I went on the West Coast, so like Vancouver Island. Finished in
Sounds
Seattle.
amazing. Oh, wow.
It's a nice
I'm
little trip.
jealous.
That's what I know. I went to Canada many years ago.
That's amazing.
Many years ago, and
I'd love to go to America.
all I saw was fields and cows.
Not right now.
It's
America's a bit of a mess right now.
it's going a bit of a to and fro going on over there. Maybe leave it 2 or 3 decades.
Yeah. Centuries.
But recently there was a Twitter thread that went viral.
Yep.
Let's try this again. Yeah, because somebody did something very, very, very small gesture that pretty much made a big difference in somebody else's life, and it was something they didn't have to do because the person wasn't even there at the time. I know, right? It's Jade's so confused already. She's like, what's going on here? Terry, get to the points. Wow. Earlier this week, the Bishop VC's Grammar School Rowing Club in Birmingham came across a red rose with a note attached to it, pinned to the gate of a lake. And on that note, it said, "Please can someone throw this into the lake for me? My late husband's ashes are in the lake and I can't get to the lakeside in my wheelchair anymore and the gates are locked. I have to drive back up north tonight. Thank you."
Oh, wow.
Aww.
And they responded by throwing the rose into the lake, taking photos of the note and taking photos of the rose in the lake. And they responded to that message with... this note was left on the gate and at the water this afternoon. No name or number left, but whoever you are, rest assured your rose is in place in the middle of the lake. And
It's gonna make me cry. Oh, that's so sweet.
the tweet went viral in a couple of days. It gained over 48,000 retweets and 169,000 likes, with a lot of people commenting that it restored their faith in the good of humanity.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, and that's such a heartwarming story, isn't it?
It is.
That's really sweet.
It is.
Bless.
I know. I'm curious now. Would you be interested? I mean, are you
Do we just throw you in the river?
I'm doing,
Is that what it's going to?
it might fix this stutter. You told me a story a while back about when you was in Canada, I'm hoping, and the bag under the bed.
The bag under the bed?
The suitcase under the bed.
Oh, the fact that the woman moved it.
Do you want to share that story, or maybe later in a show, or?
I mean, is it an interesting story?
I thought it was awesome.
I'm interested.
I thought
It's not particularly
I thought
drama,
it was awesome.
but... Oh, well,
I loved it.
okay, I was... Do you want me to go for it now?
Go for it if you want to.
I'm ready.
Ready for it. So I was staying in a hostel, and this was in Seattle. I think it was Seattle. And so I was on a bunk bed, I was in the top bed, and it was a room of 4 people, and there was a woman below me. Usually when you go to hostels, it tends to be sort of young people, but occasionally you get sort of the older people, which is, respect to them. And it was I think she was European, and I had put my suitcase under her bed, because obviously I can't put it under my bed, because I'm on the top bunk. And there was just no other space for it, and it just seemed useful to me. It was open, I could drag anything out if I needed it, whatever. And it came to like 6 a.m. in the morning one day, and she basically took it out. And she was talking to herself. She spoke to herself a lot. And she would always say things like, "Oh, God, it smells in here." And she's like, even though she's not English, she spoke in English. So she wanted us to know. She's like, "Oh, it smells in here. Oh, what's this?" And then she's picking out my suitcase, and she's like, "Whose is this?" I was like, "Look around. There are 4 people in this room. It's bound to be one of them." And she removed my suitcase and slyly put her suitcase under there.
Did you witness
instead.
this?
Yeah, partially, yeah. I had one eye open. I was under my duvet.
Savage. Ow.
But yeah, that was about it.
It's such a...
What, leave your suitcase just out of the bed? Just on the floor?
It was like, yeah, and then she just pulled it out and put it to one side.
Wait, how big was your suitcase?
It was bigger than hers. It was reasonably big.
Mine's bigger.
Priority.
Surely you can fit 2 under a...
You literally could.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Some people are so petty.
See, was that story worth hearing?
I mean, yeah. I was expecting it, I mean, I've been in a hostel before. It was pretty grim, I won't lie.
Yeah.
But they do their purpose, so I'm not complaining.
And it's cheap.
Yeah, exactly. I love cheap.
I love cheap.
I love it. I was expecting like a spooky story. That's what I was expecting. Like the suitcase would like move by itself.
If you want a spooky story, I have a touch lamp at the top of my stairs. It's sat on top of a mini fridge.
Oh no, I know what's coming.
And it's been there for about 3 years now. And the other night it turned on by itself.
Oh.
And right when I was going to bed as well, so I had to get out of bed, and I went over and I switched it off. And by the time I'd crawled back into bed, I realised the light was on again. So I got up and I went out there and I turned it off again. And I started looking around for bugs or moths or something that could have been bouncing off of it. And there's absolutely nothing there. And I was like, okay, that's just some kind of scientific explanation that I'm not intelligent enough to know. So I just went back to bed, and by the time I got to bed, it was on for the 3rd time. And I was like, this is stupid now. So I went back out there and I turned this lamp off, and I was like, could you please stop doing that? I just want to sleep. I said it, and I should have done, shouldn't I? That would have been logical.
Did you talk to whatever was there?
I spoke to this lamp. I said, "Can you
Stop.
please stop doing this. I just want to sleep."
Okay.
And it didn't do it again.
Nah, you're kidding.
It didn't do it again.
No, you're kidding.
No, I'm not.
No, you're kidding.
It actually happens. And I'm confused.
You're kidding. Well, see, there you go. Lesson learned. If you have any angry spirits in your house, just talk to them.
Gentle.
Yeah, just ask them nicely to give it a rest, and you'll be fine. Oh, but there was somebody living there before me who passed away, and that's
enough said.
it was very soon after that. It's very soon after
Maybe
that.
they just
I
liked an
acquired the
illuminated
place.
house.
Is it? Maybe
Maybe.
it's all
terrifying.
the red.
I was getting into bed last night, or the other night, whatever, and I had my guitar by my bed, and I hadn't put it down properly, and it slid.
Oh.
But the noise was really loud, and I jumped out of my skin, and I was like, "There's nothing." I was so scared though. I was like,
That's petrifying.
See, it's Halloween. It's that time of year.
It's that time of year for scary stories.
So I was listening to a scary story podcast the other day. I'm a glutton for them. I listen to them and I don't sleep. I'm just an idiot. And one guy, it's not really a scary story, but one guy was saying that, have you heard Jenna Marbles?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's her podcast. She was doing it with a friend. And they were talking, and he was saying that, I think they were on holiday, so they were renting out an apartment. And so they were unfamiliar with the apartment, and his brother was out on a date at the time, so he was alone in the apartment by himself, and he was sat, I think, I think he said he was sat on the sofa with his legs up and his feet were by the hinges of the door.
Mm-hmm.
So the door opened and his brother was out and he said, I can't remember his name, like John or whatever. He was like, John. And as soon as he said the name, the door closed.
Oh. Wow.
Like, that's terrifying.
That's
How was that?
It's terrifying.
Yes.
It wasn't like... And he knew his brother was out for the night. And he was texting his brother, like, are you home? Are you still... And he was like, no, I'm still out on the date. And, like... like, obviously, you can't see the person behind the door.
No. Mate.
So apparently the door opened pretty, like, slowly. As in, like... I think they thought it was somebody trying to home invade, you know.
Wow.
And then he went to check out in the hallway and there was no one there.
That's...
Ooh, don't know what's worse, a
I know.
burglar or...
Yeah,
definitely
I'd rather it
scary.
be supernatural. No, I'm joking. I don't know what I'd rather it be, to be honest. And yeah, like, and apparently I think he thinks he heard somebody upstairs trying to break into the flat upstairs. Like, he heard tools, like somebody trying to.
Wow.
Like, that's just terrifying.
Maybe it was the spirit, just like looking for a spirit level.
Any old sex out there?
Top quality Halloween puns. Man.
Wow, there's some scary stories
is,
going on
it's
there.
freaky.
It's just like those nights when you just feel like you're being watched, even with the curtains drawn. You're like, somebody can see me through these curtains.
I always used to be, because where I look out in my room, I share a room with my sister, and we have this, it is the bane of my life, right? It is a door, but it is concertina, so it's just plastic, and it concertinas down into itself, because the way our hallway is built, it would be unpractical to have 3 doors that open out onto each other. Like, it's a square, and it would just be wrong. My brother has a folding door, etc. And so we never really close it because we don't go to bed at the same time. If you have to close it, it's going to be loud. You're going to wake up each other, blah, 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 blah. And where you look out into our hallway, there's the latch for the, attic is bang in the middle. And that used to keep me up every single night when I was a kid. I was so scared of it because there's a little hole where you push it up and move it. Nothing has ever come out of there, touch wood, but
Wow.
literally terrified me as a kid. Still kind of does, but
Wow, so maybe somebody was watching you.
don't.
Little pigeon.
Okay.
Don't.
I won't. Stay tuned to Insanity Radio 103.2
That
FM.
song does have Michael Jackson in.
It does.
I've always thought that. Sorry, play it.
Saw You in a Dream by the Japanese House. Before that, we were listening to Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell
Why?
and Michael Jackson.
Why? I don't. Alright, I'm walking out now.
You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow.
No, I'm not. No.
And Jade is no longer participating in the show.
You can now talk to the back of my head.
Talk to the hand. And
I was telling Terry about how I almost died last week because I had a horrific stomach bug.
I didn't want to interrupt.
You didn't. Oh, you didn't even turn the. Did you turn the camera off during that break?
I turned it off. I just turned it back on
Because it's
again.
just me like this in the corner, like slumped into the chair.
I know, I'm experimenting with some of the manual controls.
You are so annoying. I hope none of that stuff that I said was caught on air.
No,
Good.
no, we're good. We've
Good.
got this. We're professionals.
Good.
We're professionals.
I don't like you.
Izzy has left the building. She's
is.
going to be on a nice long drive now. So, Izzy, thank you for coming onto the show. Thank you for being awesome, and have a safe journey home. And yes, in the meanwhile, today is the 28th of October.
Is it?
It is.
Good.
And
Nice.
it's 2018 and it's Sunday, and do you know
How
what
is
this means?
2018 almost over? Oh wait, how many days until Christmas?
There are 58 days left until Christmas.
That's worrying.
Just 58. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
I mean, I actually have plans for Halloween this year, so that's exciting. But as soon as Halloween is over, I'm like, I'm going to go full out Christmas.
Yes.
Start planning and buying things early.
Buying things early. I know people who have already done all their Christmas shopping 2 months ago.
You know, I might
early.
just start. I might just go right, boycott Christmas Day, and then and then have a Christmas Day in like early January, because the amount of like
bargains and deals.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Boots in January? Oh my god! Have you ever been?
I don't frequent Boots very often.
I bought enough toiletries that have lasted me up to now since last Christmas, and I still have a whole drawer still left of those toiletries that I've splashed out on last Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Because
You know, Boots have like a amazing range of loads of Christmas stuff, and they have a range, and then they go down to like 3 for 2, and then it's like buy one get one free or whatever, and then after Christmas it's like 70% off. Oh man, it's amazing.
Smooth. Boots January.
Yeah, Boots is amazing.
Amazing.
Love it.
Amazing.
My favourite.
Better than
January
Black
sale.
Friday.
Oh, Black Friday. I don't know how I feel about Black Friday, to be honest. Never got a deal on it.
I'm not even going to go there.
I've been busking on Black Friday. Not as good as you'd think. People knew what they wanted.
Yeah, people was out there to
That's a reminder. I actually need a new pair of trainers. When is Black Friday?
it's some Friday, I think.
Really? I thought it was Saturday.
I mean, it's 2018. Anything could happen.
2018. Friday the 23rd of November.
November. 23rd. November.
Yeah, boy.
Less than a month.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah, boy.
And speaking of dates, on this day,
Yes.
yes, in 1726, Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift was published by Benjamin Mott in London.
Nice.
And in 1811, on this day, the first known purchase of Jane Austen's novel Sense and Sensibility was recorded by and it was purchased by the Prince Regent, who later became George IV.
Nice.
And then apparently I couldn't find
cold in it.
anything that was I couldn't find anything that was a jump in science or a positive nature for anything. So I just decided to skip about 150 years and brought us to 1971, when Great Britain became the sixth nation to have a satellite in orbit called Prospero.
Gucci.
And in 1971, also on the very, very same day, John Lennon and Yoko Ono recorded Happy Christmas, War Is Over in New York City.
What a great tune!
Tunage!
Oh,
and
classic.
on this day in 2007, a B-movie premiered in the UK and the US.
No,
Yes,
really?
Yes.
That was 11 years ago.
11 years
what an
ago.
iconic film.
And in 2015, on this day, research indicating the plague, dating back to the Bronze Age, was the University of Copenhagen did some research, and they published they published research indicating that the plague dates back to the Bronze Age in skeletons, in 5,783-year-old skeletons.
Oh,
That's
a lot of years.
Nearly 6,000 years ago, the plague can be dated back to. I know. But
Oh
the
my
B-movie,
God.
the B-movie had a game, B-movie the game, and
Yes.
it's actually been put on one of the top 50 worst games of all time on
buy
so many different.
I'm going to buy it.
I'm gonna buy it. I did have a friend who bought it once, years and years ago now, and it was playable for maybe
10 minutes?
half an hour at a push.
Why was it bad?
I think it was it was almost like a stripped back version of The Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh.
It was almost like a stripped back version of
I
that,
used to
but with
love
a
that
bee
game.
that could fly as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it could fly or drive cars.
I mean, I love games like that, but I always just get frustrated at them and then end up looking at online walkthroughs. I always do that. I am so bad, especially with the actual Simpsons game.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, fine, walk through. How do you do it, please? Because I don't like getting stuck on levels.
No, I don't.
I really don't like
I
it.
cannot stand playing puzzle games for that
Yeah.
very reason. Things like that, like, is it Zelda, when you just got to solve puzzles and move rocks over
don't like
here,
it.
and I cannot stand those things.
It's like
I,
you know, I
I'm
bought a
so going to get
Nintendo.
lynched for saying I don't like Zelda stuff.
You really are. You know, I bought my new 3DS a while ago. It's not new. I bought it second hand on eBay because I wanted to play Animal Crossing. It came with another game which I thought I would venture out into yesterday, and it's like some dude's crime stories 3D, and I was like, oh, okay, crime stories, okay. And it's literally like, it's the weirdest game ever, and because it's 3D and they refer to you as, I think it's like you audition for a puzzle show.
Uh-huh.
And you have to solve puzzles, but in between you like solve murders.
Okay.
And they're like, take a picture of yourself, and they'll just be sat on the sofa in the dark with no makeup on, like. No, it's like, I'm not cut out for this game.
Were you one of the victims in the game? You were
No, they're trying to frame me as a murderer right now in the game.
Oh,
how rude is that?
That's
How
pretty rude.
rude is that?
I mean, if you've committed a murder, it's kind of understandable, but if you haven't, it's definitely rude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So rude.
I know.
So rude.
I know. It's wow.
I know. But I'm really enjoying Animal Crossing.
I've still never played it.
I love it. It's
I've
so
still never
therapeutic.
played
I
it.
love it.
I've watched a lot of videos of it on YouTube, and
It's
it does
so
look
good.
fun. But I just feel
So-
like
Everything about my organizational, just my needs, my organizational needs are fulfilled in that game.
nice,
I love it.
awesome. Number one song in the UK in October 28th, 2013, 5 years ago, was Royals by Lord.
What a great song.
I know, that was number one in the UK today, like 5 years ago. And 10 years ago, in 2008, the number one song in the UK was The Promise by Girls Aloud.
Ah,
I know.
brilliant song.
And 15 years ago, back in
Where's the
2003,
love?
was Be Faithful by Fat Man Scoop.
Oh.
Oh, that was the most disappointed sound I've ever heard.
No,
in my life.
but Whereas the Love is 10 years ago, isn't it?
I
think so, because it was number one for like 4 weeks.
I have no idea.
I do not know.
And 20 years ago, back in them good old days, in 1998, the number one song in the UK was Believe by Cher.
Oh, yeah! You believe in love after love. A great song.
That made me want to rummage back just a little bit further, so I went 25 years back on
Okay.
this day. The number
See,
one
these are
song.
what I'm about, these
25 years ago, the number one song on this day in the UK, it was "I'd Do Anything for Love" by Meatloaf.
I would do anything for love. But I'm just going to sing everyone you say that.
That was all of them. That's all I had.
Oh, love it.
That's all.
See, I prefer those to the ones that are like 5 years ago.
Yes.
I've forgotten the one that was 5. Oh, Royals. That is a good song.
Royals. Yes, Royals.
Never
by
seen a
Lord.
diamond in the flesh. Yeah.
But you haven't sung "Be Faithful" by Fat Man Scoop yet.
So I don't know it.
Yeah, neither do I.
Problem solved.
So yeah, national days. I mean,
Okay.
obviously Halloween is coming up. That's a national day. Interestingly enough, on Halloween on the 31st is also National Bug Busting Day, which I don't know much about it, but if I'm not mistaken,
The
it's related
Ghostbusters
to
prequel.
yeah, Bug Busters. Who you gonna call?
Bug Busters! When you get those angry moths in your house.
I'd have to have a living bug buster for that. But it's supposed to be about head lice and just bugs that can.
Don't, when you start talking to them, I start feeling itchy. Head lice. Stop! No, I'll take off my headphones.
I've only been talking to the back of your head for the first part of this link. And
Do not, it's grim.
my day is not going well. I'm going to go back to bed after this show. It's confirmed. Oh, so no, I know we have a lot of these songs on the system, and I really want to add them for the next link. I really think I should be doing that. I want Royals by Lord, and I know we have Believe by Cher, and I still don't know about Meatloaf. I still don't know about Meatloaf.
I don't think I'll ever get bored of busking that song.
Meatloaf? I'll
No,
do anything
Believe.
For love. Oh, Believe by Cher.
Do you believe in love I love getting all the guys coming up to me singing it. That's the best part.
Oh, I can imagine.
They're pretty amazing. People are like, oh, I've never heard it like that. I'm like, it's the point.
I love some of your covers.
Have you seen Sheeran and Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again?
No.
Oh, she's amazing.
Is
Have you
it?
heard her sing Fernando?
No.
Oh, man. Amazing.
Man.
So good. What a queen. Love me a bit of Cher.
Oh, I'm really. Okay, that's interesting.
What? What was that song that you just added to the system? I can't work out whether that's a parody or not.
No, it was Royals by Lord, and it doesn't look much like Royals by Lord. What do you say?
Can I announce the name of that song?
Yeah, go for it.
Are you actually going to play it?
Yeah, let's find out what's going on.
This song is called "We Are Never Ever Gonna Cook Together."
I remember when we cooked up the first time, cooking in the RV, it was rough. We killed crazy ever. Gonna cook together.
Well, that's
3 minutes that you won't get back in your life.
exactly. Yeah, that was "We Are Never Ever Gonna Cook Together" by Teddy Films, featuring people. That wasn't the Royals by Lord that I promised,
No,
but
it's
we
changed
have,
a bit since the last time I heard it.
Yeah, there's a slightly different tempo.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead. We've now found the 3 songs that I could find for the On This Day segment, and I'm going to go ahead and play them right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's a great lineup of songs.
It's a great lineup of songs. I know.
Exciting.
The UK knew how to choose the number ones back in the day, didn't they?
Yes. Yeah, back in the
Yes.
day is the key word.
Back in the day, Stick around to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM where the tunes are rocking.
Yeah.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies.
Turn down the lights, turn down the bed, turn down these voices inside my head. Lay down with me, tell me no lies, just hold me close, don't patronize. Don't patronize me, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't hear in the dark. These final hours, I will lay down my heart. I'll feel the power, but you won't. No, you won't. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. I'll close my eyes so then I don't see all the love you don't feel when you're holding me. Morning will come and I'll do what's right. Oh, just give me till then to give up this fight. I will give up this fight, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it was. feel the power, but you won't. No, you won't. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. If you don't. Yes.
Jade Thornton, everybody. Whoop whoop. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, if Jade,
I didn't play that last time, did I?
I don't ever remember hearing you play
Okay,
this
cool.
before. I don't
Because
ever.
I started playing it and I was like, did I play this last time?
I don't remember you playing this before. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure I've not heard that before. But then.
What, the song ever?
The song ever.
I
But
can't actually remember who it's by. I think
I-
it might be by Bon Iver.
I have got a memory that makes a sieve look pretty airtight. So,
Sick, me too.
so if people want to hear more of your covers and more of your originals, where can they find you?
Jade, Thornton Music! That is me! If you pretty much type me in and everywhere, it'll come up. There might
Yeah.
be different usernames, but you pretty much, apart from Twitter, nobody really wants to hear about Twitter, but yeah.
Ongoing problems.
Oh,
But-
man, they're like, we're going to unlock your account soon. I'm like, yeah, that was like 4 months ago.
Oh, lessons to be learned from that story. So Facebook, yes, you can find her on Facebook. You can find her on YouTube. Jade Thornton Music on Facebook. You can actually type in Jade Thornton Music, and you will find music from Jade Thornton on YouTube.
Yes.
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 Yes. And there are 2 Jade Thorntons who do music on Facebook on YouTube.
She did one
And-
video.
is
Come
it-
on. There's clearly a huge difference between the two of us as people.
There's-
in age.
Age and song choices and so much more.
Yeah.
Yes, you are listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow, and in case you didn't already guess, because I haven't said the name Jade Thornton like 14 times already since the start of this link, I'm joined in the studio by Jade Thornton.
Oh, hey.
We had Izzy Sheeran in the studio earlier on for the first hour of the show, and that was awesome because it has been like 6 months since she was last on my show.
Nice.
And she'd never been on it before that.
Oh my god.
And she'd never been on it before that.
Oh my god.
Oh, she'd never been on it before that.
Oh my god.
She'd never been on it before that.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, I've been reading some things recently about automated sort of car driver systems
Ooh.
that are going on. Things,
Okay.
all sort of automated gadgets and gizmos, so that you know, the automatic braking systems. If there's a car in front of you, you no longer have to brake. In theory, it'll just automatically detect you're very quickly approaching something and kind of like hit the brakes for you. And
I don't know how I feel about that.
there are so many other little gadgets and gizmos like that that are sort of slowly finding their way onto newer cars. And there's a lot of people, there's so many people who are saying, I want to keep full control of my
100%,
car. I don't
100%.
want things to be automated.
I don't feel like I should. This is going to sound really bad, but I'm still quite in shock in the fact that somebody has legally allowed me, gone like, you can be in charge of a car now. Not that I'm not qualified, because I did all the tests, etc., and I passed. But you know, it kind of smacks you in the face when they're like, okay, here's the keys, you have a car now. Like,
Yeah, I can imagine.
I would not even dream about having something. As far as I'd go is getting an automatic car. That's as far as I'd go. That's as far as I would let go of the control of having a car.
Yeah.
Because all of my concentration goes into keeping that car under control.
Yes.
There's no way I would rely on a piece of technology, because if that malfunctions, then I don't even want to think about what would happen.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. I know. I have faith in the future of
don't.
technology. The future of technology, I have
Future
faith
of
in.
anything else.
Yeah.
Anything else. You make me a machine that can go to the pantry and get a piece of toast, put it in the toaster, sick, nice,
Yes.
and butter it for me. I'd love that kind of automation. Love
Yeah,
it.
But a car moving
a car,
at 40 miles per
no.
hour. Several tons of
What if the
metals.
car in front of you just smacks on their brakes?
Well, in theory, the car.
But have you not seen all those
Too many.
test ones where they've got like a car made out of cardboard,
Yes.
and then they just put it in the middle of a lane, and a car will just come speeding into it and just crash?
Yes. I
No.
have, and I also remember hearing a story. I'm still struggling to remember if it was a Google or an Uber, a driverless car over in America.
I mean, the
that's,
Ubers themselves are dangerous enough.
that killed a woman, and I think I can't remember the full story, but there was a woman was crossing the road with a shopping trolley, and the car didn't detect her there, and just hit her.
That's crazy. I was watching a car crash program the other day, like stupid drivers, and it honestly, I'd never watch one after I'd passed my test. Because watching them before your test, you're like, oh, ouch, ouch. But after, when you're actually in control of a car, there was one of them that would crash, and it was a Fiesta, and I was like, no. But it's honestly like, there was a woman, right? Mm-hmm. As much as as a driver, I'm not the biggest fan of cyclists. I'm not gonna lie.
It's understandable.
I understand that they are, saving the planet and all that. I love that. Like, you do you. But some of them don't really appreciate the rules of the road. Learn the difference between red and green, please. But there was this guy who had a camera on his helmet, and he was cycling down a road, and there was traffic on the other side, and he saw a woman with her hand like up here. He pulled up beside her. She was eating cereal out of a bowl. She was having her breakfast.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
how?
That.
At what point in your life do you go, all right, I've been driving for enough years now, I think I'm qualified enough to have a bowl of cereal whilst behind the wheel?
Yeah. I have no words.
Exactly.
I have no words.
So, I don't think the roads are ready for automated cars as well.
On the grounds that drivers are not very good at driving.
Yeah, they're not. People are too unpredictable to introduce automated driving to the road.
It would have to be a mass introduction of automated cars.
Yeah.
It would have to. Yeah, it would have to be all.
And it would have to be beyond solidly proven for me. There can't be an even one, like, when they're like bacteria kills like 99.9%. It has to be 100%.
Yes.
Sorry,
yes.
I'm not.
At this point in time, I'm still going into so many supermarkets and hearing over and over and over again, unexpected item in bagging area. If we can't even make that work right, what chance have we got of making an automated car safe enough?
So when you buy like a birthday card or something and it's not heavy enough for the bagging area, because I'm not. The item isn't right. Just let me get my birthday card and go. And the worst thing about those things is you can't cancel them without a member of staff. So what's the point in them?
I know.
I went to buy a bouquet of flowers the other day, and I picked them up, and on the thing they said £4.50, and I went to pick them, and I went to scan them at the do-it-yourself because it's half term. It was absolutely jam-packed. So I went to the do-it-yourself. There was a queue outside the do-it-yourself as well.
Wow.
And I went to scan the flowers, and they were £8.50. And I was like, I love you, Mum, but I'm not paying £8. My mum would not let me pay £8.50 for a bunch of flowers, right?
That's understandable.
And I tried cancelling it. There was no members of staff around, so I just left it.
Yeah.
And I had to bought a bag of cheese balls as well because I was hungry. So I left it. I went back to the flower stand and I saw another bunch of flowers. That was £4.50. And I was like, okay, those look like nice flowers. And then I went back and there was already a swarm of staff around the previous cash machine that I had used.
Wow.
Because they were like, oh, somebody, like some guy tried to use it and he was like, but I'm not buying flowers. I don't want to buy flowers. And I like tapped one of the members of the staff on the shoulder and I was like, yo, that might have been me. And they were like, ow. And they were like, well, look at the flowers. And I was like, well, sort your signage out. Yeah.
Oh, that is impressive. That's wow. That's you could have got them. I mean, you could have got them for free.
I didn't want to be that customer. I didn't want to be that customer.
You might have scanned them through and paid for them without noticing, and then you could have been like,
I
forgot these, and just pick them up and run off.
I don't want to be that customer.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
They are the worst. They are the absolute worst. The self-righteous customers. They're the worst.
Oh, wow. I can't believe this 2-hour show is over already.
I know, right? It's gone well quick.
I know.
I was just thinking about that car thing, right?
Hmm.
What if somebody swerves in front of you? Because surely the whole width of the car isn't going to be able to, like, if you're, because you always get those idiots, say you've got a car, you're driving in a lane, there's a gap in front of you, and there's a car to your right or to your left or whatever, and that car to your right is further enough for there to be a gap to someone to swerve in between.
Yeah.
What if somebody does that? Surely that's not going to kick off the sensors. Because in that situation, you've got to swerve.
Even if it does kick in the sensors,
There's too many flaws.
Is it going to react quick enough?
It's not. It's not going to.
No, maybe not. Maybe not. It's a tricky one.
That's not. I don't agree with it. I really don't.
It's a tricky one. It would pretty much have to happen with all the cars simultaneously. You couldn't have a combination of automated and drivers.
But they tried to do that with like electric cars, didn't they? Nobody bought it because they've got like 3 charging points across the country.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Nobody bought them because they're hella expensive.
The government still have a lot of work to do to actually kit out.
Well, they're trying to get rid of diesel now, aren't they?
They're trying to get rid of diesel. They're trying to push it forward as well. They're trying to make diesel disappear sooner than they originally planned. But they're still not actually supporting anyone in putting charging docks anywhere for the electric cars.
Why? Why?
I think that's going to have to be another story for another day.
God's sake.
I know, unless you want to stay here for another hour.
I'm good. I got
good.
pumpkins to carve.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I don't know what I'm going to carve in it yet.
Oh, it's that Father
Something
Christmas.
scary. Maybe my taxes that I have to do.
Carve my face.
My taxes.
Well, you carve your taxes.
Carve a receipt into it.
That would be scary. Oh, Jay, thank you for coming. It's going to be here again next week, yeah?
Yeah, next week will be my last time this year.
Until the new year.
Until early January, yeah.
Yeah, I really hope the busking gig stuff goes good.
I hope so too, thank you.
It sounds like it's going to be a fun one, definitely.
It's going to be cold, but yeah.
It's going to be cold. Do you want to join me for the outro?
No, you're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready, let's get ready, let's get ready to rumble.
Watch us wreck the mic, watch us wreck the mic, watch us wreck the mic. Psych.